Hey everyone, Wonton back to bring you another tournament match. This time it's a Whitebeard mirror match. Although not exactly a mirror match, this is actually a Boatbeard versus a Strawbeard. So he won the high rolls, so he elected to go second, as Whitebeards tend to want to do. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that Strawbeard is the stronger of the two variants in general. But in the mirror match, I believe it does favor Boatbeard. And in case you weren't sure what the differences were, Boatbeard runs Moby Dick in the Whitebeard package, while Strawbeard runs the Straw Hat package. And one of the main reasons why Boatbeard is favored in the mirror is because you're both going to be at low health, whether you like it or not, just because of Whitebeard taking a life at the end of his turn. And so he doesn't need to worry about pressuring the Strawbeard, even though Strawbeard is much faster. He just needs to outlast you. And Whitebeard is a more defensive deck. He's able to survive at 0 or 1 life much better than Strawbeard can. And on top of that, Boatbeard just hits harder as well, just because of Moby Dick and having bigger characters. I chose to go face here just because I don't really have a great early drop. I think I had a Squard in hand, Tama, so nothing really. I didn't want to play anything just for the sake of playing it, so I decided to just swing at his face, which isn't a bad idea because he did go second, and so I'm gonna be losing life faster than him, and so there's a way of just pressuring his life total. He uses 3 cards to counter here, which I'm perfectly fine with. I think he realizes that if he were to take this life here, he would be down to 1 life at the end of his upcoming turn. That was a bit expensive, but I'm not really sure what was in his hand. Maybe he wasn't comfortable with being down to 1 life that early. Maybe it exposes him to Jozu or an ace that he wouldn't be able to defend against. And so I think he just chose to go for the guaranteed counter here rather than hope for getting enough counters through life and through draw to block upcoming stronger attacks. I wanted to make sure I had at least 2 lives going into my next turn, and so I countered out that Frankie attack, and since he only had 6 Dawn, I was pretty confident I could defend against any other oncoming attacks. So I was okay with taking 1 life from Whitebeard. Here he tries to start pressuring me, try to make me either take a life or force cards out of my hand. But again, I did have that guard point here, so this was an easy defend. Now I decide to use Squard and combo it with Seaquake to get rid of the biggest threat on his board, which was Luffy, and at the same time take a life so that I will trigger Moby Dick's effect, letting me swing even to even 8,000 into his 6,000, forcing him to either let go of Frankie or burn more cards in his hand, which he chooses to do. And then I just drop the Chopper, leave up 2 Dawn, and I'm feeling pretty safe even though I'm at 0 life here. Notice how fast we got to 0 life here. Neither of us even have 9 Dawn yet, and we're already at this point. And even though I sped up a few parts of this video, where this video still only clocks in a little bit over 6 minutes, and that's just what happens in Whitebeard mirror matches, because you both take life at the end of your turns. It just goes by really quickly like this. And because the game went by so quickly, he didn't really get a chance to develop his board, and only having 8 Dawn really limited his options for this turn as well. So I was able to easily just counter out his attacks with Otamas and the guard point. And he still had a fairly decent sized hand, plus 1 more life there. So I spent a lot of time just thinking what would be the best play here. Should I just go for end, or should I try to clear up his board? I did still have 2 Radical Beams and a Chopper on the board, so I could have gone slower and just cleared his board that way. But because I did see him burn a lot of counters from earlier attacks, I think that going for game was the correct play here. I needed 2 attacks to land, so I stuck one Dawn onto Squad, making him 8k after Moby Dick to make sure that he would have to burn multiple cards or burn the one event card that he was showing with his one active Dawn. And here you can see the power of Moby Dick, because without the additional 2000 power it was providing my characters, I'm not sure if I could have gone for game. I'm not even convinced that I could have easily cleared his characters without investing a lot of Dawn either. And so it's very important to try to mulligan for Moby Dick, because it really is the linchpin of your deck, and without it you really are lacking a lot of strength. If there was one thing I could have changed here, maybe it was to rearrange the Dawn a little bit better and swing with two 9Ks rather than a 8K Jozu and a 10K Whitebeard. But it was all good in the end, and we got there anyways. I hope you guys enjoyed this match featuring the two most popular versions of Whitebeard. And if you guys like this type of content, please like, subscribe, and comment. And until next time, I'll talk to you guys later.